Hi stamping friends, Melissa Kerman here with Melissa's Crafting Treehouse. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I sell all the products that I share in my videos. And today I have a fun project for you featuring the Winter Woods and Country Road stamp sets. And this project is a free card kit program project for the month of March and April. And it was also one of my Stamp Club projects. So I'm going to start with stamping my focal piece. I am using black stays on here, and I'm starting with the Birch image from the Winter Woods set. I'm going to start with stamping full ink, straddling the top and the bottom of the paper, and doing it sort of just left of center. And now I'm going to bring in a post-it note to mask that first set of 3 birch trees. And I'm going to stamp with my second ink, the residual ink on the stamp, angling it a little bit to the right so that I've sort of created a mask, and it makes it look like that second set of birch trees is sort of in the background next to the first set. Now I've inked it up with stays on again, and I'm going to use full ink for one trunk or one set of trunks to the right, and then I'm using the residual second ink on the left. I'm angling the birch trees just a little bit left and right each time just to give it a more natural look. Next I'm going to be using the pine tree in the stamp set. I'm inking it up with full ink, stamping it off, and then stamping that image right in the center. Now I'm stamping with full ink, and I'm really just going to create my forest by using a combination of full ink and second ink, and maybe even third ink somewhere along the way. I like to vary the height of every tree that I do just to give it the natural forest type look. Now I'm inking up the third image, a third image in the set, and these are the feathery deciduous trees that don't have any leaves on them, and stamped it off, and now I'm going to stamp it right there over the background. And this just gives the sky and background some texture and the feel of depth in the forest. And now I'm taking my balmy blue sponge, and I'm going to sponge the edges so that it's the darkest on the edge and then fades to a lighter blue as you come down towards the ground, if you will, leaving a little bit of sort of white or lightishness in the sky to look sort of like the horizon. Next, I'm going to start with the assembly of my card. This is not a complex card, but there are a lot of layers to it. So I started with attaching my black piece to the card base, and now my balmy blue layer. And now I'm just attaching my focal piece to its black backing. And then I've got one more white layer in there. Now I've laid those pieces out so I can tell where to stamp my sentiment. And I've just got it laying on there. So I'm going to ink up my sentiment. And I like to stamp it on my scratch paper just to make sure I've got it positioned right and can kind of eyeball getting it straight. And now I just put a little bit of adhesive on the back side of the white piece because I'm preparing to put on the silver thread. So I've put a little bit of adhesive on the back side of the focal piece just to hold it in place so I can wrap my thread and make sure that it's in the right position relative to the sentiment and the focal piece. And I went around either 3 or 4 times and just attached it to the adhesive on the back. One little tip when you're using this thread, any of the metallic threads, you just want to make sure you put your adhesive down first because the thread can be kind of unruly to mess with, and you don't want to be trying to hold it in place while you're putting adhesive down. So now, of course, I'm just taking that whole assembled piece and attaching it to the front of the card. So next you'll see I'm not actually 100% done because I never really attached the focal piece fully, so I do need to put adhesive on the back side and attach it to the front of the card securely. As a reminder, this is one of my 3 free card kit program projects that you can get free with qualifying orders in my online store. To learn more about my free card kit program, you'll find a link in the video description below. I hope you've enjoyed my project today and will come back and visit me sometime soon. Plus, make sure to check out the video description below for lots of useful links, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with friends, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for spending some time with me today, and happy crafting.